What's going on, everybody? It's me, Raptor Blade, and this is my first ever video doing like this, where I commentate over gameplay that I've already recorded, so it's kind of a first for me, but I hope you enjoy. And I know this alpha is over now, but everyone seemed to be enjoying it with the Crucible and just exploring, but I did a little more exploring, and I found some rare enemies that I haven't seen anybody else post anything about, so I thought I'd be the first, so here I am to show you that. And this is actually near the beginning of the first mission, and all you have to do is go down this little side tunnel, and you will find these question mark leveled enemies. There are anointed acolytes, there's two of them, and then there's one hollowed knight. And supposedly, we looked it up, and they're supposed to be level 20. That's why they're question mark, because they're too high of a level. But some of them are only level 16. But you're thinking, oh, you can get to level 8 and they're only level 16, so you're half their level, right? So you can do damage. Well, you can only do 1 damage, no matter what it is. Except if you use a sniper and you get a critical headshot. In that case, you do 2 damage. But you can sit there all day and you're going to run out of ammo, and he might be down to half health. I don't think I got it recorded, but we were facing that Hollow Knight. It was like me and 4 or 5 other people, and we did bring him down. We took about a quarter of his health out, but yeah, then we started running out of ammo, so we kind of had to quit. But the good thing about those guys, not good, but if you can get past them, and here I do it in a second, just dodging all these bullets, there's a little side room, and it'll either be in that side room, in the main room where they are, or later where I actually found it. There's like a little crate where you can get the glimmer and everything, and most of the time you can get rare items. And here I go run into the middle, or the side room, but it's not there, and I'm like, what, mate? So I do a little spin looking for it, and it's not there, so I'm like, okay, not here, what about the main room? And go, and then I start getting hit, so I'm like, okay, no main room, no main room. Go out, I'm just like, yeah, man, I don't need this. But as I'm leaving, I notice it. And I don't think I actually get anything rare from this, just glimmer. Yeah, just glimmer. But yeah, so I swore to myself though, when I don't know if you'll be able to do it in the beta, but I know for sure when I get the game when it comes out, that's one person to kill those guys. And here we have, further into the Cosmodor, or Cosmodrome rather, off this little cliff there's a cave, and boom, a Hollow Knight. And for some reason it didn't record. There's a rare chance when you go down here that instead of it being a Hollow Knight, there will be an anointed ogre. And this guy is huge. Like, he's so big that, yeah, I died there. He's so big that he can't crawl, like walk out. He actually, poof, teleports out because of how big he is. And he shoots stuff. He's crazy. And you can only do 1 damage to him, even with critical headshots or rocket launchers, anything. But also, if you can get past him, which I think I do, yeah, I mean, I know I end up doing it. But I'm not sure if it's always a guarantee, but there'll be a crate with glimmer and sometimes, you know, rare items. They'll be in there as well. And it'll either be to the left where he was, or it'll be off to the right in the little side room. And me trying to show you the critical headshot and only getting 2 damage. That's just crazy. Yep, looking. Oh, not there. Off to the side room. Ding, ding, ding. Found it. And now he's like, gotta get out. He caught me on the way back too. I was so scared. And I'm sorry I died that first time. It caught me off guard, and I was just like, uh-oh. And then the final spot, this is way off past the, where is it? Forgotten Shore, I think it is. There's just a whole bunch of fallen on this side of the cliff, and as you go further into the cliff, there's just a whole bunch of hives, and all these different new enemy types that are just high leveled. And yeah, it's crazy. And there's like these 2 guys here, and there should be 2 more fallen, what are they, dregs, I think they're called, that are up the way. And instead of going up the path, I thought I could take a little side route, like a little shortcut, but it just goes down to the bottom, and you can't actually get back up from there. So you have to go back. But yeah, there's the fallen dregs, question mark, you know, 1 damage you're doing to them, sometimes 2 with a headshot. There's What else is there? There's Hollow Knights. I'm trying to think of everything that's on just outside here by the shore. Like I said, then there's the Fallen. No, not the Fallen. There's the Hive guys. And there's, I don't know the actual name for them, but there's like gigantic little, the gigantic balls that just shoot energy at you, I guess is what it is. There's like a giant one, and it's got this weird name. I don't know the name for it, but yeah, sometimes you don't even damage it because it's such a high level. It's crazy. And I think this is just me trying to get to the other spot where there's Hive at, or the question mark. And I'm just like, either summon my bike or just gonna run because there's no way I can take those guys on. But yeah, you're about to see in a second the gigantic ball I'm talking about. It'll be off to the right, or behind me, and to the left. There it is. But yeah, that big structure sticking out of the ground, kind of glowing green, that's where all the Hive are inside, and this like crystal tunnel. And they're all question mark. Alright, there's that one Hollow Knight. I think it's Hollow Knight, I could be wrong. And then there's the death, ball of death is what I like to call it. And just look at that thing. I'm trying to, do them MLG jukes, but apparently you can't juke that. And so, kind of came up short there. Thank God for the whole Destiny respawn thing and the ghost. So I'm like, alright, round 2, I got you, ball of death, I got you. Psych, going for the tunnel. So I sneak down there, do a little bit of safe zone, and then I'm like, oh, okay, let's check out these crystal caves, right? Should get a little break. Got this question mark. Shouldn't be any more question mark, right? Well, you're wrong, because there's just more question mark. And this is where all the Hive people are, and then there's like the Hive Wizard and all these other things that are just, no, bad, don't touch them, like, and I've explored them, running around them, trying to look for it. I haven't found a crate anywhere down there, so I'm not sure if there is one in this location, but there's just a massive amount of all these different Hive people down here, and it's just crazy. Like, I don't even know how I survived getting stuck on all those things and being hit like that. But you just try to run through and escape. You can't take them on, especially not in the alpha. And another way that you can get to these crystal caves is on this other side here. You'll pop up right where the little mining thing, in the refinery. That's where you'll pop up, and that's where the Fallen and the Hive are kind of going at it, but they're the low level where you can actually kill them, not the question mark bad guys that shouldn't exist. So I think I just go back through, try to summon my bike, but I can't, because logic says you're not supposed to ride a bike inside, so you gotta listen to logic. And the grottos, just a scary place. I think there's 2 wizards down here, if I'm not mistaken. There should be like, I think there's 2. Yeah, that one, and I think there was one to the left. But I can't wait for the beta, because hopefully in the beta you'll be able to level up as much as you want instead of an 8 level cap limit. And I hope that it lets you continue from where you left off in the alpha. If not, it's kind of going to be disappointing. And I'm hoping when the actual game finally comes out in September that you'll also be able to keep everything from the alpha and the beta. Or else I'm going to be one unhappy customer. No, I'm just kidding. I'll still love the game. And I think I tried to take on that little ball of death a couple more times. Hit him with those MLG grenade knife throws. And then I'm just running because there's no hope. There's no chance at all. Plus if that knight was to get me, I'd be dead. And then I found a new cave, and I was like, sweet, because there's all sorts of caves scattered throughout the world, and if you go inside, there's usually a crate. There'll be a couple like level 11 guys, but you can take them out pretty easy. But this one didn't have either, so I was kind of disappointed, but still, it was cool to find a new cave to kind of walk around and explore in. And that's the only reason that I found any of these rare level enemies, was because I got curious and explored and ended up dying a couple times because of it. Like when I first did the first mission that starts you off on, as soon as I walked past that little tunnel thing, I was just like, hmm. So I went down the stairs, went around, I was like, holy mama, that's bad. And then here I was like, what did this guy just do? So I went in, went out, but it's because of the shadow and reflection and all that. So I was like, cool. But yeah, when I first saw those high level guys, I was like, what? And then when I found the Hollow Knight that was off the cliff, I jumped off the cliff expecting to die, and then I land on that ledge, and I'm like, what? And then I turn around, and there's a Hollow Knight. I'm like, what the heck? And I'm like, oh goodness. So I kind of jumped down, went in that tunnel. I was like, oh, okay. And I'm curious about that, where it says, like, return, and it gives you that time limit. I'm wondering if when the actual game comes out, if you'll be able to go to those places, or if that's just like, no, 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 don't go there. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. All those rare enemies, hope you enjoyed, and then I just kind of right off to the sunset. So if you enjoyed, please leave a like, subscribe for more.